I'd like someone to be brave. How many hours regular do we work and how many hours overtime do we work? Somebody be brave. Go ahead. Awesome. So the 40 is going to be the regular. This doesn't change. And 10. Okay, see what happened? Hold on, please. See what happened there? The first 40 hours are regular pay, and the next 10 hours are overtime. So just before you say, Mr. Sadler, when are we going to use this? You will use this probably this summer when you get a job. Okay, you will use this, okay, to calculate your pay. I hate to say that employers are dishonest, because not all of them are, but some of them will accidentally forget to give you overtime. Okay, right? So just check your bill when you're working in the summer. Okay. I don't want to say that they're dishonest, but they might sound like they might be.
They're 100% not.
Oh. So then you say, hey, my math teacher told me this is how it should go then, okay, because this is how it should go. I think by law it's 37.5, but I didn't want to start with decimals. I wanted to start with regular. Okay,
yeah,
so.
And sometimes, like, when you guys are students or young people working, there are people that will take advantage of you.
My boss also thought I was 18 when he hired me, so.
Is that 80? Let's make it firm. That for me?
Yeah.
It is. Well, you look like you're growing up there with that little baby mustache you got there.
Growing it out.
Okay, can someone else tell me for 60, how many hours regular do I have? How many hours overtime, please? Yeah, go ahead. 40 and 20. Okay, right? So once we get this down, it's going to be 40, 16, 10, whoops, 20 and 24. Okay, I can't do this in my head. 480 and 640 is 120. Thank you. Hey, I don't have a calculator up here. I do have a calculator up here. No, I'm having too much coffee. Okay. Now, I'm going to do for part C. Hold on, I'm going to do part C, and then we're going to move on to the next question. Is anyone unsure about where the numbers came from? Please be brave and ask. Okay? So the idea is you're using 40 times 16, so 40 regular, and then 20 extra. Okay? Sort of good? And if you need to put a star beside this, like 100% on your first test, like 1,000%. Guaranteed this is on.
Some of you, like on your tables, have just, like for 50, you just took the 640 and then added the overtime to it.
And that's okay to do too. Right? That's fine to do too. Okay? All right, I just like to show it like this just so you can see the 40. Okay, for letter C, part 3, I'm going to say graph 0, 40, 60 hours. What do you see? Now, if you, Mrs. Moore, I'm going to be nice today. You can, no, I want to do my graph paper. I was going to make you do it now on graph paper. I want to do graph paper. Now, this is a tricky, good. This is the tricky part. Everyone borrows your graph paper? Yes, you're going to, yes. I wasn't going to, but I changed my mind. So I'm going to make sure you see it. Does anyone have people need a piece of graph paper? Okay, this is a happy day. No one needs graph paper. Okay, so before I go any further here, what's the x value going to be and what's the y value going to be for 0 hours? What's my x going to be and what's the y? Okay. Very good. So we'll set x equals hours and y is equal to 20. So the points I'm going to graph are, what's my first point? 0 and? 0 and 0 is the first point. What's the next point I have to graph? Okay, someone be brave, please. What's the next point I have to graph? Good? 40 hours. So what's my value of 40 hours? So the next point's going to be 40 and 640. And someone other than Bryce knows he has this, so I Bryce want to stop me for a second. Okay, what's the third point going to be then, please? Someone be brave? Yeah, go ahead, Ethan. Now you have to be careful when you're doing this graph, because the number one rule is, actually before I go too far in my graph, don't go too quickly yet. So I want to show you one thing. Okay, so get ready to erase, just in case. the first thing to notice is, are there any negatives for these 3 points? There are no negatives on these 3 points. So what type of graph can we make? We can make an alpha. Okay? So it's okay on this one to, if I do my lines, to do it something like this. There's no negatives. Okay? If you didn't do it that way, that's fine, but it just saves your space, right? Now remember, you have to make sure all the numbers fit in there, okay? So you have to make sure when you're going left and right, you get over to 60. So what I'm going to do is you still have to count by the regular squares. So I'm going to have every square is 10 maybe.
Can you make a break?
No. So I want you to go all the way from 0 to 6. I don't want any breaks because I want to talk about sloping this. So I want you to go start right from 0. Okay, so I want to do slope. Okay, so notice I did every square counted as 10. Now this one might be trickier. What do you think? Go by hundreds up and down, do you think? Would it be good?
Yeah.
More 50s? Either by 50s or hundreds, okay? Because you have to make sure Aiden and everyone else get up to 1120. Now you don't just want you to go 640 and 1120, you have to actually count by the same scale, right? So whether you choose to go by 50s or 100s or whatever, to make sure you get. I hope I fit now. I think I'm going to be okay. I just thought of something. Oh shoot. Oh no, it's not going to fit. More. Why did you tell me to go by 100? It's not going to fit. I'm kidding. I would never get this more.
How many lines did you skip?
I did 2. How will these 3 lines together? By the way, I never yelled, this is more. I'm just joking. This is more. I really report to myself up there. Okay, there is one thing I want to say before you start putting your points on here, though. Number 1, make sure everything fits on there, and you have to count by 100s or 200s or whatever you're going to count by. Okay.
Yeah, and I think on your assignment, there were only a couple of you that had only spacing on your graphs.
Okay, so make sure you can get up enough to get up to 1120, so maybe 1200 to get to the top 5. Okay? Does that make sense for everybody? Okay? If you can fit it on a little small square, you can. If you have to use a big sheet, either one's fine. Okay, no big deal. Okay? Now, before I do my graph points, because you guys are good at graphing, so I'm not worried about that. This is the key point for the L graphs. Okay? Because this is not an equation, it's a real life. What did someone other than Ethan? Because Ethan had this down. You did this to somebody else here. What am I going to put on the bottom instead of X in this case? Oh. So on the bottom here, just make sure you put hours. What the heck just happened there? Okay. So hours go on the bottom. What should go someone other than Ethan again? And go answer that one. And somebody else here. What is it goes up on this side, please? Okay, go ahead, Bryce. All right. Now I'm going to try something and see if this works. Okay, ready to see it happen? Oh, shoot, it didn't work. Oh, try again. Green one? Ha, it's going to work. Not quite straight, though, is it? I didn't need anything. Look at that. Normally it brings sideways and it looks like crud. Okay, so say that's looking good. So you guys have the ability to turn your page, right? So it'll work a lot nicer because you can turn your page and write earnings, but I can't. Okay? So again, if you're dealing with something that's not X and Y, please make sure you actually put what the labels are, okay? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my points in here now. Okay? Point number 1 is going to be 0, 0, which is right here. Point number 2 is 40, 640. Now this is a difficult one. There's 600, there's 700, 640 is almost going to be in the middle, so let's put it somewhere around there. Okay? It's almost in the middle. If you get 650, it's close enough to 640, it's not going to make a big deal, but it's got to be a little bit less than halfway. And then 1120, it's going to be just a smidge over 1100. Okay? Now, looking up at the board for those that are on the graph, what do you notice about those 3 points? What's that? It is not a straight line. It's almost, but it's not. Why do you think it's not a straight line? Because the overtime, right? Your money's going up at a straight rate, 16, your slope would be 16, and then after that your slope's going to be 24, so it should be a little bit steeper, right? That's how it should go. So I'm going to connect the dots now, as you guys should too. See how she goes. So there's up to 40. There's going to be up to 60. And again, that can go up. This graph would go on forever, right? You know what I mean? That graph would go up as high as it can. Does everyone see? So this is the first graph we're going to see that doesn't have the straight slope. And we can understand why, because you're making more money, so the slope shouldn't be the same. Julia, you all right? Can you sit up, please? Thank you. Okay. Now, do you guys want some time on the boards, or do you want to do another example? What's that? Boards? Okay. Just so you know, the third one I do is going to be very difficult. Okay, so this is Fitzsimmons said she may come in today, so I might give her a call. And she said she wanted to see what. Oh, no. There we go. Okay, I'm going to save this, and I'll give you a second to kill, and I'll call Ms. Fitzsimmons. Now, Mrs.